What is going on, everybody? It is your resident Delco Dork, Gabe Ribeiro, back with another video. Deadpool Wolverine has finally hit theaters. It is one of the most anticipated movies of the year and one of the most anticipated out of the MCU in quite some time. But does it live up to the hype? That's what we're going to go through today. Today is my review of Deadpool and Wolverine. And right off the bat, there's going to be spoilers. So, if you don't want to be spoiled, see the movie first, come back to the video. Without further ado, let's get into the review. Now, what's interesting is that people have come up to me after they've known I've seen it, and they ask me if this is the movie that saved the MCU. And I told them it's not that kind of movie. It's more a love letter to Fox. And that's apparent. So what's interesting is this movie is not huge on plot. It is very much relying on its relationship between the two main characters and their objectives. So we start the movie with Deadpool kicking the ass of the Time Variance Authority, aka the TVA from Loki, with Logan's remains from the 2017 Logan, choreographed to and says bye bye bye. We come to find out that there is an agent that works for the TVA named Paradox. He brings Wayne in and says that because Logan died, he was the anchor being for Logan. I'm sorry, he was the anchor being for Wade's universe, which I believe is 10005. It's not in the MCU timeline. It's almost its own Fox universe. So Wade takes it upon himself to get another Logan from another universe because Paradox says that he only has a few days before Wade's universe gets wiped out, and he doesn't want to lose his friends and family who just wished him a birthday. You guys saw that from the credits. Also, where the hell was Domino in this? They at least say that there's a way that Cable probably went back in time, but it would have been cool to get Josh Brolin in there. But don't worry, we're going to get some cameos. Because we have a sequence where we find out that Wade used Cable's time machine device to talk to Happy Hogan to see if he could be recruited into the Avengers so that Vanessa would be impressed by him. You find out that Vanessa wants to leave Wade, and Wade's kind of down on his luck and being a car salesman with Peter. And Peter's great in this movie, by the way. Peter Poole. So Wade jumps around universes trying to find the right Logan, and if you're a big Wolverine fan, you see so many comic accurate Wolverines from different comic issue covers. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but we've seen the classic brown and yellow where we get a tease and he's going to fight the Hulk. It would have been nice to see that as Hulk if they were going to do variants. We see a signs actor Wolverine that's only 5'3". We get some hilarious stuff there. There's even a Henry Cavill Wolverine. So that's kind of interesting. But what happens is Wade grabs the one that's the most pathetic. He's the one that's drunk, and he brings him to the universe to offer him up to Paradox. Only to find out that he is the worst Logan because in his timeline, he was out drinking while the X-Men were killed off by humans, and he took his revenge by murdering people. So that's what he's been fighting with the whole movie. So after Paradox finds out that he has the worst Logan, he sends Wade and Logan to the Void, also from Loki. But this time around, we've got a slew of X-Men characters. Some of you guys saw them in the trailer. We see Toad. We see Azazel. I believe there's Lady Deathstrike there. You'll get a short tease to a fight with Sabretooth, but also you see Johnny Storm. And they tease it because it's Chris Evans, obviously, but throughout this nonsense of them getting to know each other, Wade automatically thinks that he's going to say Avengers Assemble, but then you hear him say Flame On and becomes Johnny Storm. Unfortunately, Pyro is there from past X-Men movies, and he makes Johnny's powers pretty much useless because he can manipulate fire. But we find out that they're all working with Cassandra Nova, who is Xavier's ultimate timeline sister who is kind of evil. And she lives in a giant, corpse of Giant Man. And they even make that all red joke, which is hilarious. She wants to find out what's the deal with Wade and Logan. She uses some weird mind control tricks. And I think that's the one thing that kind of makes her interesting in this movie. Because, I'll be honest, most of the Deadpool villains are kind of lackluster. You're mostly in it for seeing his wacky antics, and they're hilarious in this movie. So many fourth wall breaks to make fun of Disney's issues. A whole bunch of foul-mouthed stuff. She uses her powers to stick her hands into people and read their minds. She finds out what Paradox is doing, and they even make a joke. I forget what the machine is called, but it's some kind of time ripper or something. And she's going to use that to manipulate stuff because she feels abandoned and she wants other people to come live in the void so she can be essentially the ruler of all of them. And Wade and Logan are going to try to stop them from doing that. We get a sequence where, to fight off Cassandra Nova and all her X-Men goons, they're hiding off in a place, but before they do, they meet Nice Pool, which is literally Ryan Reynolds' face, and he's just a hokey idiot, and they also meet Deadpool. And Logan's having none of this because Wade's trying to just get him to stop being a grouch and be like, open up to me and what's your deal? And he doesn't want to go along with this because he thinks he's a moron, obviously. And they had multiple fights and they're very well choreographed. But when we need help to fight some goons, we get a cameo fest that is very rewarding, especially if you remember old movies and old rumors. So first we see Jennifer Garner return as Elektra. We see X-23, played by Daphne King. We see Wesley Snipes returning as Blade, and they would break the fourth wall and say, you're the only Blade, and he's awesome. He hasn't missed a step. And oh my God, I wouldn't believe I'd say it. I was actually excited. I saw Channing Tatum as Gambit. And they don't get a lot in the movie, but you're here for these cameos, and it's really well done. They get the fight. Some of it's a little too fast. Things can't tell what's going on. But they do take the time. Like, they show Gambit's card powers and his staff, and Blade's kicking ass. It's really cool. So Wade's plan is he wants to get them together to stop Cassandra Nova and fix their time and hopefully help them too and make them relevant. And he didn't want to go along with it. And Logan wants to have nothing to do with it. He's just drinking away. But X-23 explains to him how he was the badass. So she finally got through to him through Wade. Cassandra Nova makes it back and she's messing with Paradox's head to get to the Time Ripper. Then we get a sequence of Logan and Wade fighting Deadpool variants. I think you guys saw some of the teases from the trailers. Ladypool is obviously like Lively. I believe Ryan Reynolds' kids are some of the, I think one's Babypool. Matthew McConaughey is Cowboy Pool, and we even have Deadpool. That is Nathan Fillion. And there's some great fight choreography to one of my favorite songs, Make Me Lose Control by Eric Carmen. They're not getting anywhere because of the regenerative powers. And the best thing is, Logan loses the dog as an excuse for them not to get for him to get attacked, but Wade uses the nice pool berry as a human shield. And then we see Richard was like, when are you going to regenerate? He's like, regenerate? So that's pretty hilarious. But after that, we find out that they all will cease to fight them because they all respect Peter, and it's a great moment with Peter Pool. But anyway, they get back there to try to stop Cassandra Nova. In the midst of that Deadpool fight with the variants, by the way, Logan throws on the cow, and it's pretty kick-ass, and I can imagine the crowd got excited. They get it in my theater. So they finally get back there, and there's a scene where she's messing with the timelines, and Wade and Logan are holding hands to try to hold off the power that she's trying to admit to acting with time branches. It seems very reminiscent of when the Guardians held together the combined power of the Power Stone to take out Ronan, and she kind of just explodes. And Wade goes back to his time. He brings X-23 and Logan with them, and everything is hunky-dory. We'll see where it goes from there. A lot of great cameos, some really funny stuff. Very thin on plot. It's there just to be a spectacle fest with really good fight choreography, some funny-ass wall breaks, hilarious jabs at different things, and like really good stuff to see out of characters that we never got to see or just haven't seen in a long time. Is it a movie that saves the MCU? No, but it was solid entry. It remains to be seen how well this movie ages because it's very much a product of its time. It's definitely worth another rewatch. I'm probably going to get the Blu-ray. I would say it's a hell of a fun time. Anybody who loves Deadpool, this is a nice button on that trilogy. If they bring him back for more entries, we'll have to see. I don't know. Obviously, they got Secret Wars brewing, but for what this movie was, and especially the dynamic between Reynolds and Jackman, I had a hell of a fun time. 8.5 out of 10. But that's just what I think of Deadpool the Wolverine, guys. What did you guys think? Were you satisfied? Let me know down in the comments. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I'm Gabe Ribeiro, the Delco Dork, and I'll see you guys next time.